This is Connor.
And we are super excited to bring you guys a brand new series.
Yes, I'm very excited as well. This one is about something that we all have to go through when we want a job.
A job, that's right. And that, of course, is the job interview. But job interviews are not easy.
No, in fact, they're quite scary.
They're quite scary, and it would be even scarier if you have to do the job interview in another language.
Yeah, I can attest to that. It's not easy. No. So we have this series for you to help you do an interview in English.
Right. So today we're going to introduce our characters. One of them is named Catherine. One of them is named Josh. We're going to really get to know these people a lot over the coming weeks and months. And basically today is just kind of a warm-up.
Warm-up, like an introduction.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go ahead and see how Catherine and Josh introduce themselves.
Sounds good.
Hi, Josh. I'm Catherine Wong, and I'll be your interviewer today.
Nice to meet you, Catherine. Thank you for taking the time to interview me today.
My pleasure. So, how did you get here today, Josh?
Oh, I took a taxi. Traffic was pretty smooth.
Good to know. Okay, let's begin our interview now. Since we're a fairly young company, you might not have heard much about us, so I'll give you a brief introduction.
I'm all ears.
Beneflix is a platform that connects content creators with backers from around the world. We started the company last year because we were independent artists who were finding it difficult to raise enough money to fund our projects.
Actually, I've been reading up on everything I could find about the company online. It seems that you have a passionate team and an engaged community. I'd be thrilled to help the company grow.
Okay, so we have in the very first line, Catherine Wong. She is the interviewer.
That's right, and Catherine is, as we will learn in our series, the product manager at this company.
So she is doing the interview. So she's called the interviewer.
Right. And of course, if you guys are thinking about words like employer and employee, the same idea applies here. We have the interviewer, and then we have
the interviewee.
Right. And that's Josh.
Right. And Josh, he's probably a little scared. So one thing that interviewers often do to make the interviewee a little more comfortable is do a little small talk.
Small talk. Yeah, I mean, we can call it a warm-up, we can call it small talk. A lot of times we use the phrase break the ice.
Because, you know, when you first meet somebody, it feels cold.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not really smooth, is it?
No, but one thing that was smooth was the traffic.
Traffic is always a really good topic for small talk.
Yeah. If you come into the interview, oh, how'd you get here? Well, in this case, Josh took a cab, right? A taxi. And the traffic was pretty smooth.
Right. And I mean, you know, Josh probably wanted to get there early.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to be late for an interview like that.
Yeah, you cannot be early enough. Just go there, just stand outside the building until it's time to go in.
Right. Okay, so they have broken the ice, they've done a little bit of small talk, and now it's time to get down to business.
Right. And so, first of all, Catherine, she wants to kind of introduce her company a little bit, and the way she does that is by saying, well, since we're a fairly young company, you might not have heard much about us.
Okay, so fairly. We get a lot of questions about this great little adverb, very useful adverb.
Yeah.
What's the difference between fairly, very, and quite?
Okay, so basically, fairly is like kind of at the bottom. It's not just a tiny amount, but, you know, it's more than you might expect.
Yeah, they're not saying that we are an extremely young company.
No, they're not a total baby.
A baby, but they're saying, we're pretty young.
Yeah, more than others.
So when you hear the word quite, that usually means a lot, right? The degree is very, very high. Fairly is not as much as quite. But then when we look at the word very, like very it's a big word.
Yeah,
it means a lot of things.
Yeah, so a very young company would be like, 1 year maybe.
Exactly. Now, of course, as she gives the introduction, Josh has a really great response.
He says, I'm all ears.
I'm all ears.
So that doesn't mean that he's covered in ears.
He could be.
He could be,
You never know. You never know. Or he could have very big ears.
Big ears, yeah.
But in this case, it just means he is listening.
Yeah, we say this all the time. to show that we are going to listen carefully.
Right. So he listens carefully to the story of Beneflex.
Ooh, Beneflex. So this is not a real company, but I think it should be. All right, so Beneflex. Companies often take two words and kind of make them into one. The word here would be like benefit or benefactor.
Yes, a benefactor is like someone who gives money to sponsor usually like artistic projects.
Yeah, like a museum or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
and of course, flex here, flexible.
Flexible. Everything is flexible these days. Convenient. Thank you, Silicon Valley. And one thing that Silicon Valley, one word that they have really put into, this public imagination of ours is the word platform.
Right, exactly. So we use platform in a lot of ways. I mean, originally it's just a stage where you can, give a speech. But now it's used for basically apps, a place where you can spread your voice or something like that.
Right, or whatever the app is used for.
Yeah,
right?
like YouTube, Instagram, almost anything.
And one thing that YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of these platforms need in order to function, in order to work, are content creators.
Right, because that's what they offer. Essentially, they offer content, right?
Content, which is another one of these words that it meant something very different when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, we didn't say content in the same way. Content was just like, what's it about?
It was in, we'd always see the table of contents in a book, right?
Yeah.
But now content is video, it's, tweets, it's all of these things.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, of course, the problem for content creators is that not a lot of people like paying for content these days.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things. People want free stuff on the internet because the internet has this idea that it should be free.
But of course, these people are spending, a lot of time to write their blogs or make their videos or their music or whatever.
Yeah.
So they need to find a way to make money.
Yeah.
Now, we mentioned the word benefactor before, but we have another word in the dialogue.
Yeah, backer.
Backer.
Yeah. So if you can imagine somebody holding your back so you don't fall down, it's kind of like they're supporting you.
Yeah, it's interesting because you could say these people are supporters as well, but supporters don't necessarily give you money. They're not necessarily financial supporters.
Right. A financial supporter could be called a backer, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. So all these people who are content creators, well, they're not the only people who have backers as well. I mean, we have politicians have backers.
Yeah. You can get backing from the government.
Right, backing. It's the money.
Right. So just like these content creators who need backing, this company, it was a bunch of independent artists and they were finding it difficult to, raise money.
Right. So again, content creators, we're often thinking about blogs, little videos, but these people were artists.
Yeah, that was like their job. They were professional artists.
Right. So they probably need a bit more money for their projects. I mean, I could write a blog anywhere.
Sure.
Connor and I can make a video right now.
Yeah. Ooh, maybe we should.
Maybe we should. Let's get back to the money. The last little part of Catherine's explanation, introduction here is basically saying it was difficult. We found it difficult to raise enough money. So that's usually, first when we think about getting money together, we always think about raising it.
Right, yeah, we're not lifting it up, we're collecting it from lots of different places. So it's kind of a chunk here, raise money. When you do social work or some volunteering, you still have to pay money to do it, so you have to raise the money.
Now, another thing that you raise, which means the same as money, is funds.
Yeah, funds. So as you said, it has the same meaning of money, but it's not just like cash.
Right.
It could be some money and it's for some purpose. Like you need funds to do something with it.
So that's what's interesting is when this word is a verb, you always hear it as fund.
Yeah.
But as a noun, it's usually funds.
Yeah, and there's even one more, funding.
And that goes back to what you said before about backing.
Yeah,
right? It's kind of the same idea of this noun, ing, of this money coming from somewhere else.
Yeah, funding is like often from the government or a big organization.
So in any case, these guys need money. Artists always need money. There's nothing new there. But Beneflex is this company who is tried to change the way that artists can raise money or can fund their projects.
Yeah, it's a really cool idea, I think.
It's a cool idea, and it's not one that is totally new to Josh.
Right, because he says he's been reading up on it.
Okay, so everyone knows reading. You like to read books, you like to read newspapers. What about reading up?
Right, so it just means kind of research or look into, read about. But it's often when you're getting ready or preparing for something, in this case, an interview.
Yeah, you're reading up usually for a purpose.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, I don't know how many things I read every single day that I'm just kind of killing time.
Yeah, but like if I were going to a meeting or something with somebody really important, maybe I want to read up on this person.
You want to read up on the person, on the company, on the data, on the topic.
Yeah, this is not stalking. This is information you're looking into. Yeah,
right, exactly. Now, one thing that might seem a little bit strange here is we always use the preposition on. So it's read up on.
Yeah. Prepositions are so much fun in English.
They're just weird. They're really, really weird. Anyway, as Josh was reading up on Beneflex, he did learn a few things.
Yeah, that they have a very passionate team and an engaged community.
Okay, so does this engaged mean that they are going to marry each other?
They're all going to get married. No, that is one meaning of engaged, but this other meaning is that they're all like involved and paying attention and kind of excited. And that sounds something that Josh is interested in because he says, I'd be thrilled to help the company grow.
I like the way you say thrilled.
Thrilled.
I would be thrilled to help. So, of course, thrilled just means very, very happy.
Yeah, very excited.
Very excited.
Yeah, and it's not like formal, but it's used to really emphasize that you really are excited about it.
Yeah, because, I mean, a lot of people use the word excited a lot, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, which would be fine. He could absolutely use the phrase, I'd be excited here. And, I mean, the meaning is pretty much the same. But to say that you would be thrilled to join or thrilled to help. Yeah, it's just kind of a chunk that we use in these situations.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we even get the word thriller, like a movie, from this word.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, because thrillers are, I guess, exciting.
Well, they're thrilling.
They're thrilling.
Right? Yeah,
exactly.
So you have engaged and engaging and thrilling and thrilled.
All these feeling words.
Right, exactly. Okay, so we have just listened to Catherine and Josh break the ice, begin their interview, just kind of get to know each other.
Yeah, and hopefully Josh feels a little bit better. This is the stage where you really kind of, your nerves, you calm your nerves a little bit.
Yeah, I can imagine Josh probably sweating a little bit.
Oh, I would be, for sure.
Yeah, I always, when I'm nervous, I start to sweat. And then, of course, if you're sweating, it can make you more nervous.
Yeah, it's kind of a vicious cycle, right?
Exactly. But I think Catherine understands that. I think she is a very good interviewer in the sense that she knows she has to break the ice first.
For sure. So what about you guys? Have you gone through an interview? Did you have this warm-up stage? Or what kinds of things did you talk about in this stage?
Okay, guys, it's always really exciting to start a new series here. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.